Hello, Crown Chasers. I am Jessica Owens. I'm a pageant and etiquette coach and the founder of Crown Chasers Pageantry. I am so excited to welcome you to our YouTube channel. This is the very first video. Yay! Pretend I know how to do visual effects and you have all this stuff going off on the screen. I don't know how to do it yet, so maybe in some videos down the road, I'll be able to add those special effects. But until then, throws confetti. All right. So welcome to our YouTube channel. This is going to be all about providing you with tools, with strategies to help you secure your crown. And once you've secured that crown, we're going to help you take it out into the community and build that brand around it. So there's so many things that Crown Chasers Pageantry provides, but we're starting with the 12 Days of Crownmas series. And that's where we're going to do these 12 free trainings, giving you some really amazing tips on how to chase and secure that crown. But let me tell you a little bit about me, just a little bit. I'm Jessica Alexander Owens. I am the founder of Crown Chasers Pageantry, and I've been in the pageant world since 2004. I started as a contestant in a local pageant, but I've moved on to win a state title. I've also been a judge, I've been a state director, and I've been a pageant coach since 2016. My queens that I've worked with in the past have gone on to secure local, state, national, and even international titles. And I'm really proud to be able to share this information that have helped them secure their crown. I want to help give that information to you. So that is what this channel is going to be all about. And I'm just really happy that you've joined me on the journey. Now, with this being my very first time, I know that there are going to be some mix-ups. I'll probably listen to this video back and think that I'm talking too fast. I might forget things. I might talk too much, but just know that I'm getting better as I go because we all have to start somewhere. And that's where this first video is all about. It's all about building the confidence as a pageant newbie, because regardless of what you do, and whatever level of expertise you currently have, you all have to start at some beginning point. All right, so first things first, you want to do your research. I cannot stress enough how important it is to research the hundreds, if not thousands, of pageant systems that exist out there. I know that if you're new to pageantry, you might think that there are only one or two systems, but I have to let you know that there are hundreds of systems, if not thousands, across the US, across the globe, that you can succeed in. So don't box yourself in and think that just because you saw someone on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, whatever social media platform, and think that that's the only option for you. I'm here to let you know that that is not the truth. There are so many options available for you. You just need to take your time and look into them. Not only are there a variety of pageant systems, but there are also a variety of judging criteria that each pageant system has. So you want to make sure that you're looking into what you're going to be judged on and ask yourself whether or not the judging criteria align with your strengths. And if they don't align with your strengths, whether or not you're able to develop yourself into a place to be strong enough to compete on that stage. I do think it's a superpower to acknowledge what is not for you and to move on to something that's a better fit. So I'm not about you trying to change yourself, change your personality, change everything about you just so that you can win a pageant title. I'm about you exploring the options that are available and finding the best fit for you. So do your research. The second thing that I would suggest is to start local. Now, I do know that every pageant system does not have a local or a state opportunity. Oftentimes, especially if you are competing as an at-large delegate, you're going to apply and automatically be given a state title. However, if you are a pageant newbie, I highly, highly, highly suggest you look into local opportunities first. Now, there are a couple reasons to do this. One, with you being new, this is going to give you an opportunity to get more experience on a smaller stage, on a smaller scale, and your overall, your initial investments are going to be lower. So when you're starting at a local pageant or even at the state level where you're going to compete and be on the stage, you're looking at lower entry fees. You're looking at people who might have a similar level of experience as you. So the level of intimidation may not be as high. But your overall expenses are lower because when you're competing at a local pageant, we're not going to get a custom gown. We're not going to get custom hair and makeup. We're not spending all of the money on local competitions. So these are times where you're able to maybe get something that's secondhand. And you can do this for other competitions, but I'm just saying, a lot of times when you are competing at higher levels, you want to invest a little bit more. But when you're competing locally, I definitely suggest looking for ways to cut your expenses down as much as you can. For example, I recently competed in the Ms. Black Illinois pageant, and I haven't told anyone this, but I was able to go to Goodwill, because your girl likes to thrift, and I found a New with Tags gown on. A New with Tags gown, new, never worn. I got a brand new dress for $12.99. So I'm just saying, again, this option is available as you ascend through the pageant ranks, but I will say that when you're starting locally, those expenses are going to be lower. The travel expenses, because you're not, going to another state, you're not going to another country even. You're literally probably going up the street. You're not spending money on gas, you're not spending money on hotel, more than likely. You're not spending a lot on your wardrobe. Your pageant entry fees are going to be lower because it's a local level. Because you don't have to fly anyone in, you can probably spend less on hair and makeup. It's just, when you start local, it definitely helps you out with your overall expenses. So it's something I'm always going to suggest, especially if you are newer into the industry. And then also the bonus of starting local, especially if you have a local director, is that you'll have someone to help you along the pageant journey. One of the downfalls of being an at-large contestant and just applying for that state title, being assigned it, and getting prepared for a national pageant is that you are on your own. You are looking for your own appearances. You're looking for all of your PR opportunities. You're looking for, raising all of your money by yourself. But when you have that local support from a director, you're going to have someone who is going to help you with all those things, help you with the fees, help you with the appearances, help you with the wardrobe. You have that, that support in your city. And that is so helpful when you're trying to navigate being a new title holder, but also to have all that extra stuff, off your plate is very helpful. In addition to what you probably already have going on in your life, right? So start local if you have that option. The third thing for pageant newbies is to focus on your development. Now, let me tell you something about me. I was one of those girls who was one of the potential girls. I had tons of potential. And because I had potential, I might have been a little bit too arrogant in my own way. I used to think that I'd be able to figure it out. So I did not get any type of coaching because I thought that, I do okay on my own. I don't need to spend money on a coach. I don't need anyone telling me what I need to do. I can figure this out, right? Because I'm a smart woman. At the time I was like a teenager. I'm a smart girl. I'm able to figure this out. I can do this on my own. I don't need anyone telling me how to be a queen. That was such a big mistake of mine. I needed coaching. That's going to be the step one, is to invest in it. But I need to focus on my overall development, because a lot of times what we think is it ain't. It is not it. I thought that my dress was it. No, I wish, when I learned how to do these special effects for YouTube, which I'm pretty sure I'll figure out, I'm going to show you what my first headshot looked like. I was going to a party and I thought this was a cute pic. My hair was cute. My outfit was cute. I cropped my friends out and I submitted that as my pageant headshot. Mind you, the girls that were with, that I'm competing against in these local pageants had professional headshots, professional hair and makeup. I had a club pic. Okay, you need to focus on your development, because a lot of times what you think is it ain't. That photo was not it. So you want to think about your overall development as a person, as a contestant, because you're wanting to make sure that you are showing up as a queen when you get to pageant week, okay? Or pageant day. So your platform, you can make your platform into whatever you want it to be. I heavily suggest finding something that you're passionate about, or something that is in your career field that you could leverage to help you get a step ahead in your future career. So let's say, for example, you are a scientist. STEM is a good path to go on. Let's say that you love fashion, you love, or let's say, for example, I think about Arbany, who just gave up her title as Miss Universe. She had a fashion business and she focused on sustainability. That's what her platform was all about. So now throughout her year, she was making her own wardrobe, being featured in magazines in the clothes that she designed through her own clothing line. That gives her a, it helps her get up the runway, if you will, as a plane. That's the analogy I'm trying to make. But it helped her out because she was able to combine her career with something that was important to the world and create a platform out of it, and not only make a difference in her community, but make a difference in her own career. So that's something that you want to think about when, developing your platform out. Fitness. Listen, I know, and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. Body positivity is a thing, but I will let you know that in those competitions where fitness is important, where there's swimsuit or a fitness component, and just for your overall health and energy, fitness is something that you do want to focus on as a pageant contestant. I don't want anyone to be at me in the comments because this has nothing to do with anything like that. I just want you to understand that when you are feeling your best, you're going to show up your best. So even if you're not trying to, I'm not suggesting that you become a size 2. I haven't been one since I was like 13, and I have no intention of going back. I can't get there, period. But I know that when I'm at my healthiest and when I'm feeling energetic, I show up that way. I want you to show up that way. So put together your fitness regimen so that you can show up your very best. Your best. Your best. And lastly, be active in your community already. Again, one thing you don't want to do is be the aspirational queen. When I get this title, I'll do this. When I get this title, I'll do that. What are you already doing? What are you doing? If you aren't doing anything already, then it's time for you to get active in your community. You don't have to do something every single day. But for example, as I'm recording this video, we are in the Christmas season. I bet you there's a place where you can volunteer this weekend. I bet you there's an organization where you can take some donated toys to. That's community service. I bet you there's an organization that would love for you to wrap presents for them. I bet. So if you have not been active in your community, if your platform is mentorship, if you're not signing up with a local mentoring organization, if you don't have someone that you mentor, start. It's not too late. I'm not trying to get on your case, but what I'm saying is don't just be aspirational. Don't just wait until you get the crown to be the queen. Be the queen and the crown will come to you. So you need to be in your community, being that queen already. Because it, like the saying says, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So if you are already doing something, the title is only going to enhance what you're already doing. Okay. All right. Number 4, invest in coaching. I already touched on this, but I'll touch on it again. I thought that I was able to figure it out, but a coach offers a perspective that your mama can't give you, because your mama's going to tell you how great you are. Girl, you're beautiful. You speak so well. But it may not be enough. You may be beautiful, but you might have the wrong dress. I had the wrong dress. You may be cute, but you might have a club pic as your headshot. That's what I did. And that's not appropriate. And a lot of times coaches, it's not that they're here to tell you that you're not great without them, but to let you know where you're making some critical errors. I wish I found my coach earlier. In a later video, I'll tell you a lot of stuff that she told me that made a huge impact on my overall performance. But I'll let you know that potential can only get you so far. You need a coach, an experienced coach, that's going to be able to look at you and look at what you're bringing already and help you revise that and help you enhance that, help you know where you've been making missteps. I know for me, like I said, my gown, it was poorly fitted. The color was wrong. She was able to help me say, no, this is the color you need. This is the shape you need. This is what needs to go on your contestant resume. This is what your paperwork needs to look like. This is how you need to show up. This is a better talent piece for you. Things that only a coach can tell me, because to the inexperienced eye, you're just like, okay, you look great. I don't understand why you're not winning. But to a coach who's been in the game for a long time, they can say, this is why your interview is not landing. This is why your evening gown isn't landing. And I remember after having one session with my coach, I went to compete in one of those competitive local pageants in the state of Alabama and got 3rd runner-up and won talent after one session. So I'm telling you, if you're not investing in coaching, Even if you can just take a few sessions with a great coach, it's gonna help transform your overall journey. So set those coins aside and do it. And the fifth tip that I have is to keep going. One of the things that I do not like seeing is when pageant contestants start and they don't win and they just say pageantry is not for me. I remember it was 4 years before I won my first title. 4. And the title that I won, I competed, it was my third time competing for that title. It was the Miss Black and Gold pageant. For all of my girls who know, you know, right? So I was a Miss Black and Gold queen, but the first year I competed, I got first runner-up. The second year I competed, I got second runner-up. And the third year I competed, I finally won. But it took me 3 years to get it. Now, a lot of people may not have that tenacity. Maybe you think that you're supposed to win the first time. Maybe you think that the person who won should have won. We're entitled to have those thoughts, but at the end of the day, if having a pageant title is important to you, it's important to understand the need to keep going, to keep running the race. Because as you continue to compete, the more things that you're going to understand that you need to tweak or, figure out. Just like I said, the things I talked about, if I compete in one pageant system and I don't win, maybe I realize that maybe it's the pageant system that's not for me. Maybe I switch pageant systems, or maybe there are things that I need to change that I simply didn't realize. Maybe I got to pageant week and I realized that it's important for me to focus on my interview because I didn't do so great. I thought I was going to kill it, but they threw some curveballs at me in the interview room and I froze. Or I need to work on my my onstage question because I don't think on my feet quick enough to give a good, solid response. Or I do need to work on my fitness because these girls are walking around with 6-packs. Figure out where you need to improve and put the steps in place to get there. But if you're a pageant newbie, confidence is going to come through repetition. But if you want to show up strong for the first competition, the things that you need to do: 1, your research. Start local. I promise you that's a tip you definitely need to implement if you have that option. Focus on your development. Be active in the community. Be the queen. Be the queen. You are the queen. Wear the crown before you get the crown. Invest in coaching. And most importantly, keep going. I really hope that you enjoyed these tips. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Crown Chasers Pageantry and on TikTok. We have not posted anything for real yet, but we're going to get there. And again, thank you so much for joining me in my very first YouTube video channel. I'm excited. I don't know, but I did it. I recorded it. I did it. I'm excited, and there's going to be so much more to come. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment below, and I'll see you tomorrow for video number 2.